Hello! This video is an addition to my July LinkedIn newsletter, The Biomedical Artist, which will focus on the wonders of watercolor art. Normally, I like to write about ballet in my newsletter because I love dancing ballet. However, July is World Watercolor Month, and this is why this monthly newsletter will focus mainly on watercolor drawing and its many benefits for health. However, to keep my tradition, and because I dance ballet every day and think it is something amazing, there will be something about ballet. First, to start, that watercolor, as is known, is a very ancient form of painting. It probably dates back to the Egyptians, also about 2,000 years ago in China when paper was introduced. In Japan, Japanese like to draw with watercolor on silk, and then later through the Middle Ages until the present times. And it is a very non-toxic, easy to work with and fun because you can create different nuances, medium for painting, and it is liked by children especially, and adults. And in my newsletter, I will include a link to some articles that describe more of the history and some artists who love to focus on watercolors. I'm one of them. Watercolors are my favorite medium. And so, for this month, I will show some of my watercolor paintings with the hope to inspire you to make your own, and also will highlight some of the health benefits of painting with watercolors and appreciating the art of others. I have already made a video with my watercolors, and so I will include a link towards the end of this video, and we'll just start first with showing you some recent paintings that I made, which hopefully will inspire you to make your own. May was National Creativity Month, and so I made a series of paintings called Take Time to Smell the Roses. And each one is about roses and depicts a different aspect. This one is Time Travel in Roses, and the lady here is Time Travel to Paris. And I based them on quotes. This one is based on the quote, "We are all dreaming of some magical garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses blooming outside of our windows today," by Dale Carnegie. And this lady here is at home with roses, and she's dreaming about traveling to Paris. And the clock is supposed to signify the time and time travel. This is the second painting from the sequence, and it is a wedding bouquet of red roses. And it is based on the quote, "Love and a red rose can't be hid," by Thomas Holcroft. And This one is I'm an optimist, and it is based on the quote, the optimist sees the roses and not the thorns, and the pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the roses. This quote is by Khalil Gibran, and so this sequence of watercolor paintings you can put in your study for motivation or in your living room, whatever you wish. In July, in May, I also made another painting. It's a watercolor painting, the Green family hiking in the Berkshires. And this is based on our visits with my sweetheart Lloyd to the Berkshires, which are so beautiful. Amazing mountains, amazing nature, and they're gorgeous for hiking. And here I depict a pond with water lilies, which we have seen. I made this painting based on pictures that we have taken. And here are beautiful flowers. In the Green family is the man, the woman, their little daughter, and they have a puppy. And here are butterflies and trees. And so this is a very relaxing scene you can put in your study if you frame it to look at it, because research, I will discuss later, has shown that when children in a hospital are admitted, they have anxiety. And if they look at nature paintings, such as trees or aquatic paintings, their anxiety decreases and their breathing, pulse, and heart rate normalizes. Isn't this amazing? And so in the city, we rarely have the possibility to look at nature. And it's so wonderful to paint roses or a scene like this, and whenever your eyes get tired from the computer, to look at it. June was the longest day, and Lloyd and I always do since 7 years our fundraiser, Mandala and Music, because drawing mandalas is very beneficial for health, for mental health. It reduces anxiety, stress, it develops your creativity, and it improves cognition and imagination. And so does music. And both of these art modalities have been found to be very useful in patients with dementia. And so, there are different ways to draw mandalas, by pencil, with crayons, and one way which I love is watercolor. And here are some of our mandalas from this year. This is one. They are all watercolors, and so it's fun. And this one. And besides being very beneficial for people with dementia, painting mandalas with watercolors has been shown to be very beneficial in reducing anxiety and stress in patients, women with breast cancer undergoing chemotherapy. And the effects of mandala painting were greater than that of Sudoku. So that because I love ballet, one watercolor painting that I did this month is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, based on my dancing of this ballet. I have it on my YouTube channel. You can look up the collection of ballets Alice's Adventures 1, 2, 3, and 4. In there, just like in the ballet by Christopher Wheeldon, I'm wearing a lavender dress. And this is based on one picture I took. Alice is in the magic garden. There are mushrooms and the rabbit, the white rabbit, and beautiful flowers. And so, now to say something about the benefits of watercolor painting for health, which I will include in the newsletter. Of course, painting with watercolors, like other forms of art, lets you express your emotions. And, for example, children who are admitted in the hospital have fear, they have longing or powerlessness, and it has been shown that painting helps them to deal with these emotions and gives them hope. Other benefits of watercolors that it fights anxiety and improves mood, fights depression, and something that is not directly related to mental state, but in essence it is, painting improves the observational skills, which is very useful for physicians. And also, scientists and physicians often have to draw figures. And painting may be a form of goal setting or dreaming. Maybe you would like to paint a picture that you would like to experience, a place that you wish to travel to. Watercolor painting develops the imagination. For that reason, you can choose to paint anything you like. You could start from a picture or just anything that your mind can think of. And therefore, painting is very useful for patients with chronic pain, as clinical studies show. Painting reduces chronic pain. I even saw one paper in which painting is as effective, if not more, than preoperative anesthesia in children undergoing tonsillectomy. And ultimately, painting improves the quality of life, as studies show. And it improves cognition, reduces the distress in cancer patients receiving chemotherapy, and being a form of art, it offers hope. And it's not only painting, but studies show that appreciating beautiful paintings by others also has similar positive effects on anxiety, on mood, reduces stress, and gives hope. And now to say just a little bit about different patient groups, although I mentioned them already, both adults and children, that painting has been found to be very beneficial in treatment of patients with mild Alzheimer's, pediatric patients with diabetes, adult patients with diabetes, cancer patients, patients with anxiety, and so you don't have to wait for inspiration. For example, yesterday it was warm, but I really wanted to draw, and in the beginning I spilled paint. I had to clean it, and I thought, oh, this is getting so complicated. But once I was organized and started painting, I felt happy, and then I was happy. I drew my picture. And so, with this introduction to my newsletter, I hope that you're even more excited about painting with watercolors and will make your own paintings. Thank you for your time and attention. Be well.